Hi there, it's Moira McDonald and it is the big reveal. Finally finished the junk journal that we have been doing as the Make It With Moira series. I'm regarding this as a bit of a fairy tale journal because quite frankly it's been grim and I really hope you get that. Right, closure is a kind of teal blue sari silk. Hopefully it's showing up okay colour wise. The cover I have changed. When we initially did the cover, all I'd put on was the big doily, which was front and back, but I have since added a Once Upon a Time cut apart from, I think it's called The Enchanted Forest by Graphic 45, and it enables you to obviously put your name on it if you want to do that, or perhaps put in the name of whatever it is you decide you're journaling about if there's something special that you feel is appropriate to this. Smaller part of a doily here and another tiny bit, and a kind of metallic style button in the heart of that. So the journal itself, if you remember, was made from a paper bag, and the paper bag at the beginning will open here. I haven't put anything in it as such, but well, I could put, we made the file folder, I could always put that in there if I wanted to. Right, now it's turned out quite chunky, mainly because a lot of the embellishments were fairly thick, or robust, or whatever. Maybe thick's really not the best way of putting it, but let's get through and we'll see what we've got. The first thing on the very first page, I always like a nice image for my first page, and I've used one of the pictures from the Once Upon a Time book I was using, and it says below at the gingerbread house, it's Hansel and Gretel when they first find the gingerbread house. I've layered this on black cardstock. It opens up and reveals a couple of sheets of paper for your journaling, and that's been coffee stained. Over the page, and we have the first of our pages where we did the collage type thing. So we've got a crossword puzzle, we've got a bit of music paper. This is a paper that I've stamped and cut round. That's the Bad Wolf out of Red Riding Hood, and this is a fabric flower I made with a little vintage button in the middle. Here we've got a page from a book that's a kind of children's encyclopedia. The first of the normal pages for journaling, and it's been stamped with a random sort of splatter stamp and some text, and my numbers I did up the top, which were to help me remember what pages fitted where. Just some random ticket stamps. Another wee splatter. Here we've got I used a manila envelope which I folded over and then lined with scrapbooking paper, and did a wee bit of collage down the bottom there, and made a wee kind of tag with Betty, who was, she was fully herself, this Betty. She could jump over the log. Well, good for you, Betty, but quite frankly, looking at your feet positioning there, I don't think you're making it. You're having what we call a header, which basically means you fall head over heels. Another number stamp in the top. Over here more collage, and we've got a bit from the book about Red Riding Hood. Wee pictures here of a girl and her dog, and here we've got a wee boy and his dog. Got just a wee stamped postcard and another stamped image of little birds. This is from another, it's not a vintage book, it's not actually all that old, maybe about 20 years old or something like that, and it's children's rhymes. This one's Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair, said Simple Simon to the pieman, let me test your ware. Little Jack Horner's on that page. Just more number stamping, the splatters and a ticket. More journaling space here. Here we've got a Tim Holtz rosette and music page, Page from another children's book with the kitten's story on it. Wee rhyme down here, stamp and a scrap, kind of vintage scrap. Over the page we've got our first tuck spot, and I've got a tag in it that we made. I put some holes in the bottom and just threaded some blue ribbon through and used the same blue ribbon for the top of the tag. Here we've got some more journaling space. I made a wee booklet and just stapled at the top, but I've actually glued the last page so that it stays in space, and I also put some paper down the bottom for journaling. Bit of music paper at the back there and some stamped image in the top. Another tuck spot here, and another one of the tags that we made with the wallpaper, and I'm not sure what story that's from actually. It certainly wasn't from Hansel and Gretel, or maybe it was, I don't know, but I don't remember Hansel and Gretel ever finding a swan to escape with. Maybe they did, I don't know. I think they did in this book perhaps. Just some more collage images here. Another children's page from an old annual that I have. Random stamping over here, but obviously you can journal. Tip-in on that page, because I had some blue fabric lying about and I thought that would go quite well with the blue. That page is particularly well coffee stained. Another collage page here with Little Red Riding Hood. There's a bottle of wine that she was taking to Gran's. She would never have made it in reality. She would have nipped behind the bushes and drank that wine, or at least she would have if she lived here. Over the page I made a tuck spot from this, I cut out using my envelope punch board a kind of mason jar type image. Another one of my wee tags with some children's book images. A wee bit of defolding in the back. Another Tim Holtz rosette here and more collage images. That page is plain. You can use that obviously for writing, because it was just a plain blue, albeit kind of colour faded. I thought it was okay for using. Here we did some masked stamping to make it look as if that ticket was lying behind that one. Wallpaper page. I haven't put anything on the wallpaper page because it's very, it's kind of slippy. I think it's a washable paper, so in that respect it's not the easiest thing in the world to stamp on, but again you can use the inside for journaling and just leave that as a coloured page. Music for the centre, that's the centre of the signature. Another wee page here where I've done some random stamping, again the other side of the wallpaper. Another Hansel and Gretel image, and you open it up and there's a list there that I've stuck on for you to maybe make a note of some things. Two collage pages together, scrap, stamp, book images, music page, stamped that out so that you could journal there if you so desired. Some random numbers that I stamped and cut. Here I have I Like the Dog, You Like the Dog, You and I Like the Dog, which came from a Learn to Read book, and I have a jigsaw puzzle which with made up sections. My brother helped me out by making up sections of the jigsaw with the images on it. It's a kid's jigsaw, so this is a wee dog in a picnic basket. Part of a children's story at the back here, and another number stamped down the bottom. Over the page, can't remember what fairy tale it was. It wasn't one, I think it was something like Snow White and Red Rose it was called, and this is where they meet the handsome prince. Couple of tickets, crossword puzzle, and a wee bit of corrugated card down the bottom. Some more stamping and another. Children's book page again. Here I've got another tuck spot I've collaged behind where the tag is, the tag using the wallpaper again. And if you remember, we didn't actually stitch around this, we just used a pen to mark it as if we'd stitched it. I know Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures will be having kittens at this point when she sees that, because I know Wendy likes her sewing machine. I hate mine. Another crossword puzzle image and a bit from the storybook. Here I have again collage at the back, and in here I've made a wee book just with 4 pages to use as extra journaling space, because I'm conscious of the fact that there are quite a lot of collage images in this book, so it's using up space that you could journal in. And that's tied with string. It's maybe a bit long actually, to be fair. Over the page, another tuck spot. Made this wee tag with some of the images from the encyclopedia book. We stamped that one together, and collage images in the back. Here's the concertina flip out that I did, and you can obviously write on the back of that one. When Jackie's a very good boy, he shall have cakes and custard, but when he does nothing but cry, he shall have nothing but mustard. Well, that's a bit cruel, isn't it? No wonder he's crying, poor wee soul. There's Simple Simon and his pieman, and I think the pieman looks as if he's eaten quite a lot of his own wares there from the size of them. Here I made a button tag, if you like. I should maybe line that with paper, because you can see where I sewed through and stuck them down just to make sure they wouldn't come off. So I will add some coffee dyed paper to the back of that to cover that up so that you can try to journal on it. It's just some vintage buttons and a stamp to top and bottom. The tag we made, I'll leave that out so that I remember to do it. Over the page we have another flip here, and I put some paper below so that you can journal. I need a pencil to write a letter. I must have a pencil to write a letter. I need supplies for crafting. I must have supplies for crafting. I must never throw out any supplies for crafting, because I never know when I'm going to get them again. What can I say? Another page from the book. And last, I've actually stuck this one down. It's Little Red Riding Hood, and she's out picking flowers for Grandma before she goes visiting. Over the page, the last of their tags, which we made together. Here's the file folder, which I could now fit into the envelope at the front. And I did do some little stamping up in the corners, just to add a wee bit extra interest to the book. And we've got a wee tag at the back for journaling if you want. And at the very end we have the end, because it's the end of the book. And the end of this journaling series. Well, it has been, I know some folk have really enjoyed this. Having said that, it's been torment for me in many respects. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy making things, I really do enjoy making things, but it's a whole different kettle of fish when you're making it, and suddenly you're making it and talking about it as you're doing it, because I'm not used to sitting speaking, apart from to myself, and even then it's only random things I say. So to be honest, I don't know if I would ever go to the bother of doing an entire journal on camera again. I might at some point in the future, but I'm in no major rush to do it. I will, however, almost certainly do some stamping videos, I would think, and maybe some more kind of tags and collage, because they're things I enjoy doing. At this stage in the game, I'm not rushing to make any more journals, mainly because I've actually got 4 journals in my Etsy shop, which for whatever reason haven't sold. And I know we all fit into the same situation when this happens. You begin to question, well, what's wrong with these, that these haven't sold? Is there something up with my work? I don't think there is something up with my work. I think it's just the nature of the beast when it comes to trying to sell on Etsy, that if the right person doesn't see it, or doesn't see the video when you make the video, then the book lies in your Etsy shop. I have no qualms about the quality of my work. I think what I do is very, very good. I don't put anything out that I don't think is excellent quality, seriously. But having said that, like I said, the nature of the beast with Etsy and YouTube is, unless somebody sees the video when you've made it, it can sit there. Etsy is an impossible market to crack, seriously, especially when you're not American, because again, the way it's set up, people within Europe see my stuff before I'm promoted anywhere in America, because obviously they're promoting American shops to American people. But the whole crux of the matter is, junk journaling is not famous as far as I'm concerned in Britain. I had never heard of it until I happened to come upon the first video that I saw, which was just over a year ago, and I don't journal. I don't note anything down because I don't lead a particularly exciting life, but I appreciate that some people do like to keep a note of things that they've done in their life, and that's fair enough. And I enjoyed making books with a view to selling them and hopefully recouping some money that would enable me to buy more supplies to make more books. As it is, I'm sitting with 4 books in my Etsy shop just now. I am surrounded by things to make more books, but I don't have room to keep things, so unless my books sell, there's no point in trying to make any more, because I just can't, I don't have anywhere to keep stocking stuff up. So, not in any great rush to make any more books just now. Might make some tags and things to do sort of videos, and I might sell those depending on how that goes. In the meantime, obviously, this book is a giveaway, simply because people have shown me sufficient allegiance by following along with the videos while I was making it, and I'm very appreciative of their company and their comments. I hope I've taught a few folk some things, and I hope I've entertained in some way. I know I've entertained, but probably in all the wrong ways, because let's face it, it's not been the smoothest of rides. But having said that, what's done's done. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. Thanks very much for your company. I'll look forward to the comments in this, and I will pick a winner at random. Obviously, I'm going to check along to see if whoever's name comes up first has commented on the other Make It With Moira videos, and once we've got a winner, I'll film a short video doing the giveaway, and that'll be that. So thanks very much for your time, and I shall see you all again in the hopefully not too distant future. So remember, subscribe if you've not already done so, comment on the book, and I'll be checking along to see if you've commented on the other videos, and whoever has commented in the videos and the book that gets picked at random will be the winner of the book, and I'll be in touch to get their address. So thanks very much for your time. I shall see you all soon. Bye. Bye.